Hey everybody, it's Trags, Mike Petralia again, alongside Murph inside TD Garden following another Bruins blowout of the Toronto Maple Leafs in game number 2. They win it 7-3, and the star of the night, the one and only David PASTRNAK, he really made some history here tonight, Murph. Not only a hat trick, but 6 points in this game. He ties a Bruin franchise playoff record with the 6 points, and he becomes the youngest player in NHL history to have 6 points in a playoff game.
Yeah, and don't forget he also tied Phil Esposito as well from a record way back for 9 points in the first 2 games of the playoffs. So he's on fire right now. And you know what he reminds me of right now? I don't think it's too far in saying this. He reminds me a lot of Jaromir Jagr in his heyday. And, of course, they're from the same homeland there, Czech Republic. The way he can take over a game, he's not quite as big as Jagr.
Certainly not as
his
big.
Stick handling is very Jagr-like, and that was a key on 2 of those goals.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because Patrice Bergeron made a great point. He shared the post-game dais with David PASTRNAK. No fancy hat, by the way.
No,
just
but a beautiful suit again.
Yes, a beautiful suit and slick back hair. But Patrice Bergeron, we digress. Patrice Bergeron was talking about how hard David PASTRNAK, as a young player, works off the puck to get the puck back. When the Bruins don't have it, you don't often see a player like PASTRNAK with his skill to try and get the puck back for his team. And Bergeron said that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, and that shows the maturity that he has now. He experienced the playoffs for the first time last year. As Coach Cassidy said, it didn't go as well because they were playing a more tight defensive game from Ottawa there. But he's learned to adapt even throughout the regular season, and now he's applying that in the playoffs. And you're right, he doesn't get enough credit for how strong he is to go back and get that puck. I think that's a great point by Bergie. I also think that he's playing a better 200-foot game, and that pays off. He's getting rewarded.
And the speed, and let's give Bruce Cassidy some credit here. He was asked early in his press conference what went in to putting PASTRNAK on the first line early in the year. What really gave? And he said it was a combination of injuries, and we wanted to get speed on that line. And Bergeron said when you have that kind of speed and that skill on the line, great things are going to happen.
It's explosive, and I would have said the suits too, but you know. But no, his speed is unreal, and that's a team thing right now, right? I mean, I don't recall in my time covering the Boston Bruins, and we're dating myself here, but about 2001-02 season, I haven't seen a Bruins team this fast.
No, I haven't either.
It's insane. And, you know, what's great, though, about them is they still resemble that team of 2011 that went to the Cup because they can play a physical game as well. And you're seeing that from the stars like PASTRNAK.
Well, what I found impressive in this game particularly is they're finding ways to win different types of game. I asked Bruce Cassidy after the game, how much confidence does it give you? How good does it make you feel as a coach that a team can win, like your team, 2-1, 3-2, but also can win 7-3, and 5-1, which was the case in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they've outscored the Leafs now 12-4 in this series. It's unreal. And that's a great point there by you, is that, you know, they can play with any type of team. They can adapt, and I think that's the best thing about this group of players right now is that they're buying in to that. If the plan changes, they're like, okay, we'll go with it. You know, they're not too stuck in the old plan that they had the previous game. So that's what's great about this team right now is that they're able to adapt.
Okay, I asked PASTRNAK this after the game, and I think he knew what I was getting at. Do you expect him? I'll ask you the same question I asked David PASTRNAK. I'll make you feel special. How much of a marked man will he be in games 3 and 4?
You know, I was wondering if he was going to understand what you're saying, and he did, and he knows it. He's always a marked man, and I thought that was the best answer. He goes, look, as this season has progressed and our line has gotten better, we've all been marked men on this line, and we're used to it. So I think he's going to be one there. And I think the thing that helps the Bruins right now is one of the guys that would have marked him and would have put that bullseye on him and tried to drive him nuts is out for the next 2 games still, and that's Nazem Kadri. And man, did the Maple Leafs miss him, and the Bruins were happy to have him out.
That is a great point by you, as always, Murph. Thank you, sir. The Bruins take care of business in game number 2, 7-3. They have a commanding 2-0 lead. Game number 3 is set for Monday night in Toronto as this series shifts north of the border for games 3 and 4. And the Bruins might try to wrap things up there and see if they can get themselves some rest. But we'll have it all covered on CLNS Media. He's James Murphy. I'm Mike Petralia, CLNS Media.